intro, by the way. Whoop, whoop. Hello and welcome. Oh, Ed's got a special mug. My name is Brian Beckner. You're listening to the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. This is episode number 595. Thank you for listening. Subscribe to our patreon.com/the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. I'm joined as always by Ed Daly. Ed, how are you, buddy?
Doing well. I heard somebody on the train today talking about a guilty pleasure, and I was thinking, what a garbage statement guilty pleasure is. What are you guilty about? I'm not guilty about anything. If I like something, I like it. Look, if you're into watching ice capture people, maybe you could say that's a guilty pleasure. But like,
yes, no one's into that.
You know, if it's a TV show that like, I don't know what guilty pleasure.
I mean, I agree with you. I feel like there's some bands that are kind of embarrassing that I like, that I would say that I don't like. I don't even necessarily really like the music, but then it comes on and I'm like, oh, I'm kind of feeling this guilty pleasure.
I love the song Love Will Keep Us Together by Captain and Tennille.
Oh, it's a banger. That's a banger.
It's embarrassing for some, but not for me. I'm not guilty. Fuck out of here, guilty pleasure.
Okay, set your timer for 45. We're going to do 45-minute, type 45. I'm setting mine for 30 because we're cutting it off with the deadbeats at 30.
The timer starts.
Oh, it's already started? Okay, I'm setting mine for 30. 30 minutes, and then we go to Patreon. We give the deadbeats 30, and the rest is Patreon. Ed, I went up and I visited my son at Berkeley this weekend. We fucking went to the game, homecoming, and they lost to goddamn Duke, Ed. And there was a whole section of these fucking Dukies, these rich dickheads, private school pricks, children of privilege. Yes, Stephen Miller, like celebrating them, tasting themselves, and it was awful. But also while I was up there, I saw the only bad thing about this Paul Thomas Anderson movie is the name. I can never one battle after another. I saw one battle after another. Perfect movie.
Great.
Just such a great, such a good reason to go to the theater.
I can't stop thinking of Benicio del Toro going, a few small beers.
Yeah.
Yes. You've been drinking?
Yes. A few small beers. Such a good line. Like everything about it was just amazing. The performance. Sean Penn.
Oh, like, when he wets the comb with his mouth.
Oh, my fucking God. He's so good. Everybody's so good in it. It's a perfect, like, thriller, action-packed, like everything about it is fucking great. Great movie. One battle after another. Go see it. Ed, let's talk about some. Hold on, I'm going to get to the right page. Let's talk about some people who.
We lost Arthur Jones, former Super Bowl winner with the Ravens, brother of John and Chandler Jones, 39 years old. Very sad. I didn't see a cause, but football player, 39, usually it falls into a category.
Right. Prediction.
Unless it's drugs.
Prediction, and I'm none too proud of this, but I would also, of course, I would like to be right. Prediction. None of the Jones brothers makes it to age 40. That's what I'm going to say right now. Arthur Jones, 39. Like
they're all probably hovering around 39, 40.
Yeah, they're in their late 30s. I'm saying right now, they definitely.
Bones Jones has had his.
Chandler Jones is showing his dick to people on Instagram Live. Like they're all a mess. You know, there's two components to CTE. You got to be genetically predisposed to getting it, and you got to hit your head a lot. And it appears like these guys have both. So I'm going to go out.
Business.
Yeah, exactly. All dead by 40.
R.I.P. Balin Miller.
Balin, yeah.
Balin,
I don't know.
emerging climbing star. 23 fell from El Capitan. Climbing star.
Impossible to predict this. Who could have predicted this outcome? Ed, I just saw that. You know who's the other? Alex Honnold. He's gonna climb a sky. He's gonna free climb.
Is this free solo?
Yes, him. Yes, he's gonna free climb a skyscraper on Netflix in like Taiwan or something next year. You couldn't get me any further away from a TV. That's the last thing I want to see.
I heard all the buzz about free solo like 5-6 years ago.
No.
And I watched like 45 seconds and I was like, no, not ever.
No. I watched, there's a documentary, The Alpinist, I think it's called, about a guy like this that, spoiler alert, he's dead. But there was one thing there, he was going to like climb the hardest face of some fucking mountain in some rock, some wall in Argentina. And then he got halfway fucking up it, or maybe more. And then it got real windy and it was the middle of the night. And so he had to climb down. Is it even possible to climb? And then he went and did it the next day. He's climbing up a rock thing.
This was nature telling him, don't do this.
Yes, don't do it. Don't do it. And then he got murked by some avalanche.
Yeah,
wind. Like what? Like have these guys not tried out pussy yet? Because pussy's great.
There's so many better things to do.
Hear me out. Here's another one. Drugs, any kind. Like just so good. Like all the dopamine you need is available to you with both feet on the ground or your balls deep in something. Like that's all you need. You don't need to be climbing skyscrapes on Netflix. I don't want to watch it. I don't want to see it.
Get on a plane.
Yeah.
Fly to New York City.
Yeah.
Go to any bodega and get a chopped cheese.
That sounds pretty good. What is it? Wait, what is that?
Kind of like a cheesesteak. It's,
really? Yeah. That sounds fantastic.
Just go get that.
Yeah.
And I promise it's better than being on El Capitan and wondering if you'll live.
Gotta be. It's got to be 100%. Yeah. Look, take pleasure like the little things in life, Ed.
Mm-hmm.
Just being connected to another person, like having a conversation with somebody that you love, just alone with them. That's better than climbing El Capitan. I guarantee it. Also, getting laid. Pretty nice too. Try that.
Yeah. Get it in.
Do some sex. Who else died?
R.I.P. Jane Goodall. Famed primatologist and conservationist, 91.
She hung out with the chimps.
She Gorillas in the Mist was her thing.
Right.
I saw an interview with her not too long ago. I guess she knew the end was nigh.
Pretty old.
Lovely lady.
Very nice.
She wanted to conserve. She was just a nice person who cared about animals and nature.
Yeah, she just hung out there in the jungle. Yeah,
I would get bored after like 15 minutes.
It's a lot.
So I don't camp. I don't camp for that reason.
No, same. No. Yeah, it's like Darwin. You know, he's just sitting there and he was just like checking out
that HMS Beagle.
Yeah, the finches. He's looking at the finches the whole time, and he's like, "Well,
how many birds do I have to look at with their fucked up?"
Right. And look, they didn't have phones back then, fair, or TV, or whatever. But there had to be other stuff.
Women existed back then.
Bitches. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he could. Yeah, this Darwin. Let
me look at fucked up bird beaks in off the coast of Ecuador because we can't get that in the UK.
That's right. Yeah, you know what you can get? Balls deep. That's what you could get.
You also get a lot of diseases from that. But
true. I get it. Yeah. Hey, whatever. Life was shorter back then.
I
would get bored too, though. I agree. Yeah. Yes.
Lawrence Moten. Syracuse basketball great. 53 years old. I think he might still be the all-time leading scorer.
I think he might still be at Syracuse. He was one of those guys that played 11 years in college.
Yeah, at
Yeah.
53, I think they just like I don't think their cause was listed, like just found dead.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys that I was like, oh, he'll be a stud in the pros.
Yeah.
Just didn't. He was one of those guys that's just good in college.
Kind of like Ed O'Bannon. There's just one of those guys that's unstoppable. That just they're so good. You're like, oh, they're gonna dominate the next level, and then before you know it, they're playing in the NBL league. By the way, the NBL is the Australian league, I think.
Yeah, that's where Josh Giddey and those guys come from.
You know who's fucking dominating the NBL right now? I just saw a clip on Instagram. JaVale McGee.
Well, he was pretty big.
He's real big. And he's skilled. He's a skilled big man. Yes, he's got asthma or something. Like he gets winded easily. He had a hard time in Denver.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
But we all would.
Of course, yeah, it would be tough. R.I.P. Lawrence Moten, 11-year college career.
Last one, we got a twofer here.
Yeah.
Byron Sanchez Salazar, aka B King.
Yeah.
Jorge Luis Herrera, aka DJ Regio Clown.
Wow.
31 and 35 years old. They were found dismembered in Mexico. And we've got an OnlyFans model been arrested. Her name is Angie Miller.
Do we think she did the dismembering?
She's pretty attractive. She could be the siren that attracts the ships to crash along the shore. Maybe she, how do you get two grown men to walk to their own execution?
No, this is like when Nicole Kidman got Joaquin Phoenix and somebody else to do it, like based on a true story. Like they do, she pussies them into it. She goes, hey, look, you want to hit this? I'm on OnlyFans. Do you want to hit this? I'm going to need a couple dudes dismembered if you want to keep hitting this. That's how I assume it went. Because it's never, a lady never does the dismembering. There's no ladies that dismember people, right? Oh no. Ed's frozen. We've lost Ed. Oh my God, no. Do I dip out and go back? What do we do? Do I refresh the page? It's going to fuck up the whole video portion of the show. Ed's completely frozen. Ed, refresh it. I'll re-add you. I don't want to make an edit. Oh no, his computer's rebooting. Okay, look, I'm just going to jump into it, and he can join us when he joins us. We only got 30 minutes till we get to the Patreon. Okay, let's do some sports. Hold on, I need the song. Let's do some sports.
My name is Brian. They call me the other guy. I host a podcast show. I'll give hetero life a try. If you see something on my hands that makes you think I'm not a man, it's just my cool rings, you see. They're as sparkly as can be. A might old Troy on DVD.
While we're waiting for Ed to jump back in, and before we jump into the sports, did you guys see him wearing my Dodgers hat? Did you guys happen to be watching the Dodger game? Well, as we record, we just finished. We're recording a little bit late because we were watching the Dodger game, and the Dodgers, they won 4-3. They really tried to give it away, and specifically it was Blake Trinan that tried to give it away, and he came in and he gave up 3 runs, including a 2-run double, an excuse me, as Vin Scully would call it, an excuse me double by Nick Castellanos. But then when he leaves the field, so I don't know what the ERA, I'm not a math person. I don't know what the ERA is when you give up 3 runs and you record 0 outs, but he gave up 3 runs after recording 0 outs. And for some reason, when that happens, he still points up and thanks the Lord as he leaves the field. The Lord was not on your side, Blake. Ed's back. Ed, how are you, buddy? We just kept it going. We got 16 minutes left.
So I think when you don't do anything but close and open your laptop for several years, eventually it keeps telling you, do you want to restart? I just never do. It just decided, hey, fuckface, we're going right now.
Did it download an update or something? Yeah.
I don't know. It was a relatively quick restart, but like I have not turned off my laptop intentionally in years.
Perfect. Okay. Well, I was just talking about Blake Trinan. I jumped in. I played the sports song. You could do the stories now. Tell us what happened in sports.
Former quarterback and soon to be former Fox NFL analyst Mark Sanchez. We got word he was stabbed late Friday night.
Weird story.
In Indianapolis.
Indeed.
Then we find out he was arrested for drunkenly attacking an elderly grease truck driver, 69 years old. Some of the stories indicate Sanchez was doing wind sprints in an alley before confronting and beating up the driver. I've made some bad decisions after drinking.
Yeah.
It's clear he wasn't smoking weed because the wind sprints. Yeah. Do you think alcohol was the only? What are we? This feels like something else.
Well, I mean, I feel like there could be CTE involved here because he's.
Oh, okay. I was thinking maybe he wanted to do some wind sprints and then come up with a business idea, kind of.
Yeah, well, possibly. That's possible too. I mean, look, but where were his friends? You're wasted.
He must have been drinking with someone,
right?
One of the Fox crew or something. Yeah, and I will admit, he was pretty good as an analyst. I liked him.
He is pretty good, and he's handsome.
He was
good looking.
There's no more is.
Yeah,
you don't keep that job.
No, you don't. No, he might go to jail. He roughed up an old dude. He put the dude in the hospital.
Dude, grease truck driver.
The old ass grease truck driver just trying to get
him, and Sanchez kept coming.
Insane. Yeah, see, that could be. You might be onto something, Ed. He could have been on something. Also, it should be noted, this is the night before work. He has to work.
I think this was Friday night.
Oh, so two nights before. Yeah,
this was 12:30 Saturday morning. And he's working Sunday.
Yeah,
so
yeah. What a mess! What a mess of a human being this guy is. It's a problem, whatever it is.
For the butt fumble to not be the top of his bio now, it's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, remember when he had sex with that underage girl and she took a picture of him,
right?
No, it might have been at USC, or it was it was his first year. I think it was when he was with the Jets. It might have been even in training camp or something, Ed. It was early on, and it was he pulled the old, I didn't know she was, I didn't know I was in her.
Louise Polonia.
Yeah, I didn't know I was in her parents' house or whatever. Kind of weird. This guy has some problems with his decision making, and he is not going to be calling games anytime soon. And he might do a stint. Ed, he might do a bid.
Yeah, or at worst, he does Brockmeyer like Thom Brenneman.
Yeah, even better. Maybe he goes and calls JaVale McGee's games in the NBL.
During the Tyler Skaggs wrongful death lawsuit, it came out that Angels players dared an ex-Angels employee to bite the pimples off of Mike Trout's back.
Ed.
Disgusting.
So the one guy is in prison. This is the guy, the pimple man,
dealer, the guy who sold him
and ate the pus eater, and
guy's in jail.
That's the same guy. It's the same. No, it's the same dude. The dealer was the pus eater. Yeah.
If he would make that decision, he belongs in jail.
Exactly. Yes.
You don't eat.
No.
Pus.
And look, this Mike Trout a lot, he let another dude do Mike Trout belongs in jail, and whatever players were involved in this incident, they belong in jail. This is disgusting behavior.
These are the people we have to worry about.
Yes, put these guys on a list.
Not some guy who's working hard in the kitchen.
No,
it's guys who are glorifying backne eating.
I wonder what's giving Mike that Mike's well into his 30s now. He's still got
backne.
The backne. What's that all about? What causes that, Ed? I'm not confused.
I don't know. I've seen back in the day. I saw some after-school specials that indicated something. But who knows?
I guarantee you, Aaron Judge has no backne. He's zero backne on Aaron Judge because he's the true home run king.
And Mike Trout, he gets those injuries.
A lot of injuries. He's
somehow his body's not like naturally built that way. Yeah. So I wonder why
confusing.
The joints are just not working with each other.
Confusing, disgusting. Well, what we need to do is they're already AAA anyway. We need to shut down the Angels. We need to revoke their franchise. They're murdering their pitchers. They're eating zits. They're going to make, I don't know if they've already announced it. They're supposedly going to make Albert Pujols their manager. Who could possibly think that's a good idea?
Right. And don't forget, they killed Ron Washington.
They killed Ron Washington.
They posted a picture of him in the clouds with Harambe, it looked like. Like, thank you for your service. And he's in the clouds. You're
he's
like,
dead.
What? Did he
He's
die?
dead. The end. Okay, what else, Ed? We got 10 minutes.
During an NHL promo read in the middle of the Cubs-Padres playoff game, they're like, triple header coming up. And Ben McDonald said, there's zero chance I'll be watching. Just got to be honest right here. And that crew, McDonald and Kevin Brown, that's my Orioles. They're great. They're great. He does, like Kevin Brown just constantly tweaks him to see what he knows and doesn't know. Oh,
that's funny. Yeah.
Like Kevin Brown's like, I'm really excited to go to the Oasis concert. They're back. And he's like, do you know Oasis? And Ben McDonald's like, no, I don't know. Like, he doesn't know shit.
Ben McDonald's Southern. I love that kind of game.
He's a Louisiana guy who knows baseball and not a lot else. Hunting and and so like he doesn't. So what, like, he just has no filter. So when Kevin Brown's reading, like, here's the triple header, and he's like, there's zero chance I'll be watching. And Kevin Brown, I think, was tweaking him like, oh, you excited for this? He's like,
yeah. Oh, I love that. See, there's a radio show I used to listen to, and one of the hosts would pretend that he was a fan of the WNBA and be like, oh, the WNBA, I love the WNBA. And he wasn't, like, he was trying to steal valor, and the other hosts would just like accept him at his word. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Like, this guy does not. First of all, no one watches the WNBA, but this guy is trying to be a performative male and be like, "Oh, I'm Mr. WNBA." Call that bullshit out. Like, and so when
three
Ben
favorite
McDonald,
players, Canton and Caitlin Clark.
Yes, exactly. When Ben McDonald says he's not going to be watching the NHL, that's fucking funny to me because that's real. He's being real. I like that.
He's never heard of Oasis. He just doesn't know these things.
So good. What else, Ed?
This is a tragedy that, like, kind of hits you. It just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Skydiving instructor dies in a Nashville incident. Second skydiver was rescued from a tree. Don't you just, like, wake up some days and I'm like, man, I hope I don't go that way. I hope
every day I
doesn't take me skydiving.
Every day I do a Blake Trinan as I leave the house. I live on the second story, and I walk out and I point to the sky and I thank the Lord and I pray that I don't die in a skydiving accident that day. Yeah. And thank God I've been able to avoid it thus far.
Same. You know, I think about the hot air ballooning with Dante Stallworth. Hopefully Dante and I don't go into power lines because what do we have, sandbags? I never even understood. Like, all I know about what
you're
is
subject
sandbags?
To the wind, Ed.
But how does sandbags play a role? It's in the basket with you, or it's on the side?
No, you take it off. The sandbags hold you down, and then you unsheath.
You turn down the heat.
Yes, you turn down the heat, and then you come lower. Look, I'm never gonna do this.
So you have to line up and then find the sandbags to keep you down again.
No, I think
you land accurately in a fucking hot air balloon.
You can't steer it. The dude is called a pilot. He's not a pilot. He just fucking turns on a Bunsen burner once in a while to keep it in the air. The fuck out of here. What I was gonna say is I read this story and it was an instructor and the guy he's student.
Like, this is what you shouldn't do.
Yes, and you know how they're lashed together?
Oh,
Well, they came out of the plane, and I bet you the trainee freaked out and threw them off or something, and they smashed into the plane, and then they were separated from each other, and the instructor had 0 parachutes.
Oh my.
And just plummeted to the ground. And then the other guy's also falling, and
So
he's
the
never...
tandem's
Yeah,
been
it's
de-tandemed.
Yes, and then he didn't know how to deploy his parachute, but I think it just comes if you hit a certain altitude, it just pops out anyway. Right. And then he fucking and then the fireman found him hanging from a tree. What could go wrong? Anyway, okay, Ed, let's do some voicemails.
He's so easy to hate.
Your time he likes to waste.
His calls are far from great. His calls are far from great. He's such a stupid fuck. He seems down on his luck. His voicemails really suck. His voicemails really suck. No one's enjoying him. He's so annoying. What's so fucking boring and worthless, but he's got nothing else to do. And he's even worse than ish. His thoughts are useless shit.
Okay, one voicemail this weekend.
Ballers, hey, it's Ben N06.
Oh, the great Ben
I'm going to keep this really restrained as much as I can because I'm pretty much like boiling over at this point.
He's our bowling correspondent. He was
Boiling
updating
over,
us.
This has to do with two-handed bowlers.
Well, no, remember the pins? They were doing something. They were going to make the pins out of something different.
Oh.
But we don't
always plastic, right?
Well, no, they were made out of something else. And it was the balls. I think the balls. They're changing the material that the balls were made out of, and we didn't know what the balls were made out of in the first place. Okay, so let's see what he's got to say.
Concrete, like Fred Flintstone.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rock. Some kind of rock.
Yeah. My home lanes in the middle of the first half of the season of the new league.
The season
decided they're going to rip out the wood lanes and put synthetic lanes in.
Oh,
like now's the time you do that. We're already quarter way into the year.
Yeah.
What are we doing?
Fucked. Well,
it's like when the NBA decided to put those new basketballs on the court and no one could hit a shot.
Yeah.
It's going to be terrible.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could do. You can't rip the lanes back out, put the old lanes back in.
In the middle of league.
Sure, they can just roll the old balls back out there. Whatever, NBA. Cool.
Yeah.
You can just fix it like that.
Well, they did do that in the
Can't
NBA.
fix this shit. Oh, it's going to be awful, boys.
Yeah.
I guess they'll have to practice more. All right, love
you
y'all.
could go to a different lane. Also, maybe.
Yeah. But everyone has to deal with that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's the field is the field. And maybe your game's more suited to the synthetic
who knows?
Lanes. Yeah, who knows?
He could all of a sudden be the world's number one. He just didn't realize it that the wood lane was his impediment.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like certain guys are better on certain surfaces. Like Sergei Bruguera
at the French Open.
At the French, yes. The clay is a clay court specialist.
Hated
like
playing after his parents got divorced, though. It was real impediment.
When he was 30, his parents got divorced and it fucked up his game. There used to be a chick, Arancha Sanchez Vicario, aka a raunchy chick from the barrio, and she was also a clay court specialist. She was Spanish, much like Rafa Nadal. So
divorced parents.
And it's divorced parents. Very sad. Okay, thank you for that, Ben 906. Couple of emails. Episode 5. Oh, this is the subject. Episode 558. Brian, this is how not current I am. Do you need a new mechanical pencil? That's from Matthew Richards, who supplies me with my mechanical pencils. And I must have said, I think I have one here. Look, I have one here in my gun mug, and. So I don't need one. But I was thinking about this.
The episode we're on 558?
No, we're on 595 right now. So this guy's 40 episodes behind, Ed. 37 episodes behind.
I respect it.
What if, you know how we're ending the show at the end of the year probably?
Yeah, that's it. So he'll find out next July.
He won't find out for a long time. What if we prolong the show a little bit we go bi-weekly? And I'm not saying we go by we have sex with men every week. I'm not saying we go bi-weekly. I'm saying we alternate weeks. We don't do a show because everyone's way behind. I feel like we do too much. And plus, I'm doing a bonus bri every week. Plus, I'm doing the Bachelor lifestyle. Me and Jay Stewart's about to start doing Love is Blind, which is kind of good. So maybe we pivot to an every other week. Let's kick it around. Here's another one. Did I talk to you about this or just Michelle?
I was listening to Howard Stern. He was complaining that Bachelor in Paradise has turned into Survivor. That they make him do all these things. We talked about this.
What's he been listening to the Bachelor Lifestyle with Brian Beckner and Jason Stewart? Because we talked about this.
Maybe.
This is all we talked about all season. They pivoted. They made the show Survivor.
Right?
Yeah, and one of these idiots realizes immediately, he's like, hey, we're playing Survivor now, so we got to vote out these good people. And everyone's like, well, that's my friend. I'm not voting on my friend. What's wrong with you, man? I'm not voting on my friend. And he's like, well, no, it's a different game. Like they're playing for $500,000. And then they get to the part where they give away $500,000 and they don't. It's like $100,000. Like and no one's like, what happened to $500,000? Look, the Bachelor.
Too many old people, he said.
Ed, go back. Yes, there's two. Go back and listen. Ed, look it up on your phone. The Bachelor Lifestyle with Brian Beckner. Yeah, I'll explain it all. Hi, Brian and Ed. It was a very busy week for my Twitter follow. This guy was written a lot of paragraphs, Ed. It all began on Friday after the Rams lost. Okay, that's it for the regular show. We're going Patreon right now. Fam, patreon.com/The Baller Lifestyle Podcast. We will see you next week.
Goodbye.
Oh, wait. I don't have to play the song yet. We're still reading the voicemail. Email. It all began on Friday after the Rams lost to Kyle's team. That's Kyle.
Who's Kyle?
Shanahan, Ed. Somebody tweeted that nobody knows what is going to happen in the NFL. My Twitter follow responded with the following. A while back, I started a movement within the talk space to eliminate predictions from content. It's silly, a waste of time, and empty calories for listeners. Ed, how much no fun is this guy? No predictions.
Isn't that like 95% of all sports radio?
Right. Who do you think's gonna win?
That's predicting what will happen.
What else do you talk about?
You spend like 5% of the week talking about what happened, then you move on to what's next.
What's gonna happen? On Saturday, the Dodgers playoff game resulted in some tweeting. My Twitter follow was not very happy with the hustle of Teoscar Hernandez. Oh, tonight, Ed. Teoscar Hernandez did not run out a comebacker to the pitcher that the pitcher bobbled, and then he easily would have would have reached.
I mean, these two commented on it.
Yeah, but then Teoscar was on third base later in the game and scored on a comebacker or on a swinging bunt.
Oh, I saw that.
Yeah.
Jason.
Yeah. Stating, I've never seen a MLB player
retweeting of Will Smith stuff.
Less qualified to play defense. My Twitter follow then replied to his own previous tweet with the following. So if Teoscar Hernandez does what professional outfielders do, take an angle, hustle, and cut off the ball in the gap, the Dodgers are likely. Yeah, okay. Teo ruined it for everyone. I can only assume that when Teo ruined it for everyone, when he says Teo ruined it for everyone, he means the Dodgers won because of Teoscar's 3-run home run. The weekend ended with the final tweet regarding the question. My Twitter follow replied to a tweet asking, how does this keep happening regarding football players dropping the football just prior to crossing the goal line for a touchdown? He fucking hates that, Ed.
I don't get Jay Stu level about it, but I will say, how do you address your teammates? That was, they would have won the game, and he just dropped the ball.
It happens kind of a lot.
Why does it happen
so much?
Why would you want it? I don't know. But yeah, I know
Yeah.
Triggered.
My Twitter follow provided the world with the answer to the question with a question. Everyone keeps asking, how does this happen? The question is, why does this happen? The player and or head coach is never asked why the player chooses to let go of the ball before the goal line. That's the question we need the answer to. This final tweet Jay still works in media. Can't he ask this question? This final question. Yeah, he can ask questions. This final tweet made me take a moment and think about my ultimate goal of full consistency. Should I be asking myself how I achieve full consistency, or should I be asking myself, why am I trying to achieve full consistency? What is full consistency? I feel like I am further away from my goal more than ever. Thanks. That's from our buddy G Fish. Okay. Thank you for that, G Fish. Let's talk some non-sports. Oh.
It's time for non-sports segment on the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. Non-sports. I'm talking about the segment now. Non-sports segment.
Ed, tell me, what is happening in the world of things?
We got someone on the market. Lori Loughlin and Massimo Giannulli split after nearly 28 years of marriage.
Yeah. Should I run to the kitchen? Should I run to the kitchen and get a ladle, Ed? Because I can scoop that up.
Fluff those pillows.
Plenty of room. That she's the original scoop. I said this was years ago when she was railroaded for just trying to do her best, get her kid into a good college, like all parents want to do.
Parents are always trying to, help their kids out.
They're just trying to help. All she was trying to do was help. She got tricked by some trickster, and she ended up going to jail. But before she went to jail, I said, Aunt Becky, Lori Loughlin, you need a place to stay. My couch is available. It's very firm. It's very comfortable. It's got great depth, very comfortable, very deep, very available couch that if Lori Loughlin needs a place to stay, it could be my house and she could stay on my couch or in that bed right there behind me with me.
When I saw this story, obviously.
Yep.
It's nice to look at pictures of Lori Loughlin.
Huge fan.
28 years is a weird number to call it quits to me.
Well, sure.
I can get the few years, this just isn't going to work. Or I can get 10, 12 years.
The itch.
But what, 28, you're putting in a lot of time. Do you think it was are the kids now in college? Were there more than just the one? 28, it's a long time. I don't know.
Maybe see this husband of hers, Massimo Giannulli.
Wandering eyes.
I'm pretty sure. It's my understanding that he's roughly 5 feet 2 inches tall.
He's the Dennis Quaid of fashion.
Yes, no exaggeration. So maybe everything was going fine, and maybe she was. I assume they're very rich too.
Very.
But maybe she wandered into his closet and she picked up one of his Cuban heels and she turned it over and one of the lifts fell out of it and she's like,
she didn't realize that he's really not 5'6".
Yeah, this whole time she's like, honey, I've been living a lie. I thought you were 5'5".
I just thought you really were into having the lights out at night.
Very sad, and she's very welcome to come over here anytime she wants.
Another famous couple broke up.
Oh.
And we found out a cocaine clause in Keith Urban and Nicole Kidman's prenup might cost her over $11 million.
What?
Apparently, if he was sober, I think he got $600,000 per year, and they've been together a while.
And he stayed sober the whole time.
He stayed sober. That's worth $11 million.
But
so she doesn't have to go to the CMAs.
Isn't he rich? I feel like he sold a lot of records.
Yeah, like not my kind of records, but like, sure, it had to be successful, but he doesn't have Kidman money.
Yeah, she works a lot, that's for sure.
Works a lot, and it's like, I mean, I can't think of her in like, she's not in like Marvel movie. Like, I don't know what what's her big payday movie? Like, she's been in like Oscar movies, but I can't think of like
he might have more money than her, Ed. If he's fucking touring
for a long time, but he's like a known musician.
Yeah, he's a Nashville guy.
I'm gonna ask. Wait, is he Australian?
Okay.
No,
he's Australian. Yep. We're gonna find out how fucking rich he is.
I'm gonna look up both of their net worths.
Okay, hold on. I'll look up the song. He's got the zits is right there. Oh, we could have played that one. We could have played that when we talked about Mike Trout. We should have played this.
Ryan's breaking out all over the place, got a bunch of fucking zits on his fucking face. Come on and zoom in now. He's got the zits. Some are red and some are white, make you want to scream. 48 years old, breaking out like he's 18. All his hormones out of whack now. He's got the zits.
I don't remember.
Trout's got the zits.
He's got the zits
on his back.
He's got the zits. Holy shit, what in the fucking world is this? Just zoom in on any of his Instagram pics.
Just zoom in on any of his Instagram
and
pics.
It goes na 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 na. He's got the zits.
Ed, look! I just moved. I want you to see this. Can you look over my shoulder right there? Can you see right there that like right above my shoulder? My girlfriend gave me this this picture. It's Felix the cat wearing
like whistling.
Dodger. He's whistling and he's wearing a Dodger hat. Isn't that cool?
That is cool.
It's my whole Dodger wall. There's a Shohei Ohtani thing right there, and there's this, and then in the middle, G Fish gave me that picture. It's Steve Sachs teabagging Mike Schmidt.
Mention that.
Yeah, that's great. Okay, who's got the? Okay, wait, hold on.
How fucking rich is this guy? I can't figure it out. I guess I'll try. Is he worth $1 million or maybe just $1 million? How fucking rich is this guy?
I mean, this Nicole Kidman, I know she's won Academy Awards and shit, but she's not like a $20 million an act. You know, she's not Demi Moore.
Right. And I'm reading through
Jane.
Celebrity net worth. They're talking about like Big Little Lies. She gets paid
she's a producer.
$250,000 per episode. Second season, she earned $1 million per episode.
Yeah. Still. I'm going to say...
how about the fact she was married to Tom Cruise? That I'm going to say biggest.
Yeah, she might have got a settlement out of that. And then they did some movies together. I'm going to say she's worth about $61.5 million.
That is probably like, I don't know, 24%. She's worth 250 here.
What?
He's
worth, I'm going to say he's worth 28 million.
That's a little more than a third, 75 for him.
Wow, they are fucking
They are rich. Also, though, this cocaine clause, you know, he's not hurting for money either. So, like, yeah, I'm sure it's nice to get that extra bag, but he's worth 75 without it.
You're both so fucking rich, you know, just like take your money and go home. Is this the saddest lesbian divorce in history, Ed? Is this the most
joking that
high
the
profile
biggest fight is going to be who gets to keep the hair straighteners?
Yeah. He's got a lot of highlights in that hair of his. Like, yeah, he's very Australian. Very sad though. Cocaine clause.
Yeah. Lionel Richie says Michael Jackson stunk so much, Quincy Jones nicknamed him Smelly. And I think that this is telling on a couple of reasons. One, it's not a good look for Michael, especially when he's trying to attract those kids. But also, this tells you how powerful Quincy Jones was, because his nickname was Smelly. Yeah. And like, I'm sure he got people laughing at that when, buddy, you could do so much better.
It's pretty weak.
Smelly? Yeah. And you know, they're like, haha, good one, boss. You know, like that kind of shit. Like, Smelly?
Yeah. It's
I don't know. I didn't, because I don't prepare for this show. I probably could have come up with like 10 of them if I gave it some thought. Like you'd do a play on, his song titles or something like that. But
yeah.
Smelly?
Yeah.
Quincy.
Yeah, no, that's weak. That's
But then
weak.
again, he was so busy having lots of sex with hot women.
He was just doing so much fucking.
He's like, I can't think. I'm producing and fucking. I can't be thinking about clever nicknames for Michael Jackson.
Yeah. What else said?
It's good to to clear the air on drug rumors, and Kodak Black has cleared the air. I don't be on meth. So precisely the thing I like to say to announce, like I wake up every morning and I just announce my family, I don't be on meth.
Yeah, like
so they know.
Yeah, like Ed here, similarly to Kodak Black, I'll just let you know I did not eat 2 peanut butter cups while I was watching the end of that Dodger game before I came in here. Just so you know, I did not. I did not do that. I had 0 peanut butter cups, not 2 exactly peanut butter cups while I was finishing watching the Dodger game in there. Okay?
And as I was waiting for the game to end, I did not eat Trader Joe's chocolate covered sea salt almonds.
Oh, those are good. Those are so good. The thing is, I can't stop it. I can't have this stuff in the house because much like Keith Urban. What if it's Keith Irvin's? Do you think he's related to the playmaker, Keith Irvin's?
Oh, I was thinking maybe he's related to Irving Myers.
It could be also Irving Myers. It could be him as well. Do you?
There's a picture of Keith Urban fingering a lady's butthole in a Ohio restaurant.
Remember that? That's crazy.
It was amazing. If only Urban Meyer could have lasted in Jacksonville for like 3 seasons, because we got so many stories out of like just a few months.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, well, yeah, he was like not even participating as a coach. It was great. He wouldn't fly on the team plane.
You guys fly back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go dig my fingers in some lady's butthole.
Yeah, I'm the big man here in Columbus. You know,
I mean,
where my
steakhouse
is.
Visit my grandchildren.
Kodak Black cleared up the methamphetamine rumors. I don't be on fucking meth. I tried it though. Everybody be on meth. Y'all really just want to have something against me. Okay, well I believe him, Ed. Listen. He tried it, but he ain't on it.
He tried. He tried so we wouldn't.
That's right.
So yes. I think he was doing us a service.
He walked so we could run.
So language. I don't be on meth. Technicality. He was on meth. He might go back to meth, but at this particular point in time, correct.
Yeah. I'm not currently eating a peanut butter cup, a frozen peanut butter cup from my freezer. I'm not currently eating that right now. That's not a lie.
You don't be on those peanut butter cups.
No, I don't. Currently. Yep.
Kevin Hart, ripped members of Kai Cenat.
Who's that? Who's that? I don't know.
I feel like I should know. Kai Cenat's crew for talking to his daughter. I believe it's his 20-year-old daughter.
Oh, yeah.
And he shouted, "She came out my balls." That's one way to end. But she's 20.
Yeah. So technically she did, come out of your balls.
Yeah, but also
that was so long ago.
She's technically a woman.
She's an adult.
You can't do. It's one thing you're chasing guys away. Your daughter's a little too young to be dating. She's 11 or 12, and you're like, hey, she's 20.
Yeah.
She's got to be able to make decisions.
She is, yeah. I was standing in the kitchen with my child the other day, and she was telling me she was going to some rap concert, and I'm like, well, who's driving? And she's like, oh, so-and-so's driving. And I'm like, well, when are you going to be home? And she's like, Dad, she's like, I'm 18. She's like, I'm an adult woman. And I started laughing so hard because nothing could be further from the truth. Like, she's not an adult anything. Like, this is crazy.
Oh, yeah. I get it. It's technicality. Yeah.
It is. Yes.
My son will be technically an adult in like a month.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. And you're like, no, you're not. Stop.
Kai Cenat is an American influencer and Twitch streamer.
So he plays video
high
games.
energy comedic live streams and videos.
How much you want to bet?
Oh, it's not funny.
No, I mean, I could watch like 30 seconds of that and I would be so irritated. I was once in San Diego inadvertently. Oh, it was remember when that porno actress went and we talked about it here. She jumped into no, not Bonnie Blue. I can't remember her name, but she did like a cheerleading splits jump into a foam pit. And it was at TwitchCon, but the foam pit was only like 2 inches deep. It looked like you could jump in.
Got hurt. She
broke her back badly. Yeah, she's badly injured, Ed. And but so I was at that. I was in San Diego while that was going on. And Ed, these people are walking around. I swear to God, they walk around and they have like a backpack on. They look. You know that fish that has a light bulb that hangs in front of it,
right? It dangles.
Yes, they have that. They have a thing on their back, and it's a camera that hangs in front of them. And Ed, they just walk around. They're not doing anything. They're just walking around with the camera facing them as they walk around, and that's a show.
On Kevin Hart's daughter.
Yeah, that's a show. And Ed, we have like 60 Patreon followers. These people have hundreds of thousands of followers, and they're just walking.
Maybe go back to canceling the show. I don't.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It's very depressing. They sit there, Ed. They sit there, and they play fucking Call of Duty. Okay, that's what they do. They play COD, and then they talk about it while they're playing it, and you can watch them play it, and people just sit there and watch their ass play Call of Duty. And you know what? You and I are sitting here trying to think of funny names for Michael Jackson, and we're playing He Got the Zits, and we're doing real fucking content, and we're talking about Jay Stu, and we're actually making an effort here. We're not walking around like a fucking anglerfish with the thing hanging in front of us, you know? What's it get us? Look, if we had 5,000 Patreon subscribers, it'd be a different story. You have 5,000 people, give us 5,000 or $5 a month. It's a whole different ball game. But it isn't that. We're not the anglerfish. We're just fucking two middle-aged dudes just having a conversation. And
creating,
you know what?
The content.
It's not entertaining enough for people. I don't know. You know, I think it's pretty funny. Anyway.
I think so too.
Yeah. Okay. Let's sign off here. Hold on. I gotta get the right song. Maybe if I had the buttons queued up better, we would, have a bigger following. For Ed Daly, my name is Brian Beckner. This has been episode number 595 of the Baller Lifestyle Podcast. We will see you next week, I suppose.
Goodbye.